longer about steeples, buildings, walls, and the piety of having so many people in a room or in a building, but people that have graduated in the experience of knowing I once was bound, but now I'm completely and truthfully free. And so with our ministries, I believe that I'm a forerunner with that. I believe I've been placed with that. And God has caused me to go back to the epicenter, and that is prayer. Unless the church begins to pray, we'll never have power to destroy the limitations. Unless we have power in prayer and fasting, we'll never get to the place where we'll see the miracles, the signs and wonders, the people come and be free from addiction, be free from curses, be free from childhood hindrances and emotional traumas that come up, be free from cycles of situations that they've been in their life. And when people walk into the presence of God and know, like I feel his presence now, that the presence of God is here, it submits something in your spirit to say, I need God to do something in my life I can't do myself. And there, the gates of hell don't prevail.
Yes. Well, I would just agree with that. I'm just going to agree with that. That's ministry. How I see God bringing our ministries together will just be us staying connected just like we are. It's staying togetherness, keeping that purpose there together. You know, right now God really has me strong in evangelism, and him supporting that means a lot in me supporting where his global vision is not just for the local church, but for worldwide vision. It's both of us supporting that, and that's how we together will be able to it's not so much changing, it's supporting. And as I support his vision and he supports my vision, really all things can work when people support each other.
That's the truth.
And the adjustments are just time. It's me being able to shift and say, honey, okay, this is what you need to do during this global assignment. Let me shift my assignment right now. Not cancel my assignment, just shift my assignment. And then him saying, okay, honey, I'm going to shift right now so I can. So it's supporting.
Absolutely.
And our church here is so excited. The Prophetess house. Like Sunday night, I'm telling you, I sat there with such awe as usual. She opened up her Bible and she taught such strength out of the scripture and profoundness. I mean, the people were just holding their heads in the church because, again, the revelation that comes out of there. And again, what does it do? It cancels the limitation. She taught a message so powerful about faith. The people were just riveted, and you can always tell by the release of the sound of the people's joyfulness about what they have received and where they're at to how the impact. And our togetherness in ministry is not one trying to be greater than the other.
That's right.
It's really be the support. What do you need today? How can I be a help? And again, we have looked at each other and said, I'm so glad God has graced you with this, and I'm so glad that God has empowered you. And together we've prayed to see how we can work this. And it has to be that we don't go in and duplicate the same old, but we go into ministry in globalization to remove limitations. And one thing, as people go to ChristinaGlenn.com and see the testimonies that are on her website, I have not seen a woman minister with such accuracy and pointedness to various groups of people, white, Indian, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, and go to their pointed needs, and God do such a thing so quick. And the now. And it's the limitations. And we need more of that in the church. We need where the churches can feel that God is real again. Because we have had so many churches that say, okay, God is there somewhere. When's he going to do something in here? But to have someone that walks into the doors that has never met your congregation like she did when she first came here, and begin to walk through there and speak the word of the Lord and accuracy on things that only God and that person knew, says not only is there a God, but there's a God that's concerned about you. And it shifts people's lives. Like God was concerned enough to be able to speak those things through that person, through Prophetess Christina Glenn. And recently, just one of the testimonies that were quite profound that happened here at the house, and there's several others at this house, is when she walked over after ministering to several people, laid her hands on a woman in the house who came here, had fibroid tumors, and it was dissolved that night. The next day, because of the word that came out of her mouth, limitations being removed. She said she didn't have a job for 2 months. And she had a job because her license was on tentative suspension. She went according to the word of a prophet, went and applied for the job that she was waiting on because of her license, then went and checked her license and saw that the license was reinstated, just waiting for a small payment to be able to fully activate it. And if it wasn't for a woman of God to go in and preach the word, imagine that person sitting in church, still with sickness in their body, and still with limitations in employment, because God didn't use a vessel like that. And that's why our prayer has been, Lord, use us to remove limitations that the church may see a greater day of life.
But the Lord gave me a word to say to you. He said to say to you that you can begin again. That you can begin again.
You can believe, you can be healed, you can be free again. For God is here, and He will make a way. You can begin again. You can begin again.
If you believe that, raise your hands like this.
You can begin.